afternoon, a very warm welcome to Daily Dispatch, a show that gives you all the latest news and updates from the digital ecosystem. I'm Priya Sheth. Thank you very much for logging in. Time now to get you all the top news stories that we've been tracking for you this evening. Well, hyper-local delivery platform Swiggy has raised as much as $800 million in a funding at a $5 billion valuation. Now, this round was led by Falcon Edge, Amansa Capital, Think Investments, Carmignac, as well as Goldman Sachs. Now, Swiggy's mammoth fundraising comes at a time when its biggest rival, which is Zomato, is firming up plans to launch an IPO sometime later this year. Well, moving on to the second headline of the day, cricketer Mahendra Singh Dhoni has become a shareholder in F&B startup 7 Brews that has launched helicopter shot inspired chocolates. Now, this new range of chocolates and beverages, which are both non-alcoholic as well as alcoholic, have been launched under the brand Copter 7, which is inspired by the iconic Dhoni shot and his shirt number. Well, augmented reality technology startup PlayShifu has raised a Series B funding of $17 million from Inventus Capital India, with Inflexa Ventures joining in as a new investor. Now, existing investors also participated in this fundraise. The startup plans to expand its product range from 12 to 30 products to cover over 20 early learning skills by 2022. Well, moving on to the final headline of the day, electric vehicle energy solutions firm Rickshaw has raised about 24 crore rupees from Altera Capital to expand its smart lithium battery swapping stations all across India. Now, the startup already has 15 active battery swapping stations, which it plans to expand to 650 across Delhi NCR and 5 more cities by December 2021. Well, moving on to our second segment, I have with me someone who has been in the whole video creation as well as in the domestic entertainment space. I have with me Pulkit Agrawal from Trell. Thank you very much for joining us today. So Trell has been making waves over the last couple of months. We've been seeing a lot of new users log into Trell. Of course, is that the Indian version of TikTok is what a lot of people are calling it. What is your view on the whole user onboarding process that you've seen over the last couple of months?
Sure. First of all, thanks a lot, Priya, for inviting me to the show. And just to kind of share about Trell, we are not the Indian version of TikTok. We are a lifestyle community commerce platform where people come, they discover trends around their interests and passion, right? Like in the categories of fashion, beauty, recipes, gadgets, etc. And they also have the ability to buy some of the inspirations that they gather on the platform from within the Trell shop as well. We started our journey in 2017. We all started with a vision to empower people to have better lifestyle choices and to make better decisions, right, about how they would enhance it, right, throughout the course of time.
So, in the last couple of months, what's the kind of growth that you've seen, like in terms of onboarding users? If you could share as to how your journey has been over the last couple of months.
Absolutely. So I think, last entire year, for a matter of fact, has been very exciting for the business to kind of see. Definitely, there are a lot of tough things that came to humanity in the last 1 year, wherein we faced a COVID situation. Lockdown came into the picture, but then we saw that a lot of users started to spend time on mobile phone screens, started to kind of engage in the online communities, and that had given us a certain lift of around 25-30% of additional growth as compared to our normal course of growth of the platform. Today, if you kind of talk about Trell is a very strong community of more than 45 million monthly active users using the platform to essentially share about the inspirations and learnings related to their interests and passion, and help somebody else to kind of make a better choice around those lifestyle choices. So in the last 6 months, especially after Chinese ad ban, a lot of people kind of came to the Indian apps. We were one of the first and the very few Indian apps which was kind of having a very robust video playing mechanism and kind of catering to a little different need as compared to what kind of TikTok used to do. And I think a lot of Indian users kind of started adopting it, installing it, and kind of contributing to the community. And in the last 1 year, we've grown almost like around now 20x, right, as compared to what we were right in the January 2020. So it's been kind of an incredible journey so far.
So it's been a 20x kind of growth for you at Trell. But in terms of new additions, new product features that you're planning to add in 2021, what's the kind of roadmap that you see out there?
Sure. So I'll take some time to help you in understanding what's happening today on Trell, right? And what are the kind of things that we have kind of launched, right? So today, we are in essentially 8 Indian languages where essentially people come and share, these unique 3-minute vertical videos about, all of these lifestyle interests. Out of these, people who are kind of sharing content, right? Some of the, content creators are emerging as influencers, right? They're becoming essentially key opinion leaders in their own domain, right? And these people essentially are becoming the harbinger of awareness as well as education to the large Indian masses across languages to understand what kind of products, what kind of services could help them to be able to enhance their well-being around them, right? So we see this huge community that is kind of forming up on Trell, which has the ability to educate and build trust amongst the Indian masses to essentially transact online in future, right? And this is how we see that this whole ecosystem that we are essentially developing would become essentially the next wave of social e-commerce that we see in the country, wherein more and more people get educated, get access to the information and the knowledge shared by these creators, and hence be able to buy their favorite brands or products that they would want to do in long term, right? So owing to this, our product roadmap involves some of the exciting things involving, launching of more categories around commerce. We in 2000 we in the last 6 months have been kind of piloting and launching our social commerce on Trell. It's been kind of having a really encouraging results, and it's been kind of growing very well. We are almost growing like around 40-50% month on month. Now the idea is to expand the baton of offerings on the platform with more categories. Today it is present in personal care and beauty on the platform, entering into more categories that allow users to have more options to buy from the platform as they get suggestions from these influencers, and hence being able to establish a really trustful and kind of amazing ecosystem, right, in long run.
So in terms of the kind of revenue model, I wanted to understand what is kind of revenue model you're working with at this point in time. Are you looking at more of a subscription-based model going forward? What are the different aspects that you have in mind at this point in time?
Sure. So typically the way it works is that Trell is a platform wherein essentially you'll find a lot of key opinion leaders share their lifestyle product recommendations based on their own personal experiences, right? Now, these products are identified, whatever they're kind of talking about in their content are being identified and auto tag using our, algorithms. And after that, they're available for the users to shop from the Trell shop section, right? Which is there within the app. Now, on every transaction that essentially happens on the platform for you to buy products, right? Trell makes certain revenue on that, right? And some sort of that revenue is shared with our key opinion leaders and influencers so that they can also make living while creating really good content, right, for the end users. So, this is how essentially the whole revenue gets generated in long term, right, for the platform. Additionally, we also allow as a platform for you as a user to be able to earn rewards, goodies, and various kind of flexifications through the app, which makes it even more engaging and even more fun for you to kind of indulge yourself online, right, on the platform. So yeah, those are some of the ways in which the platform makes revenue today, and that's how we are building an ecosystem of a lot of micro entrepreneurs and content creators who could sustain, right, creating good content through this whole mechanism.
I'm going to come to the revenue targets that you have in mind in just a bit, but before that I want to ask you about your fundraising plans. 25 to 30 million dollars is what I understand that you are looking to raise. How soon will that be, and is the valuation of $400 million something that we can go by?
So I can't comment upon the valuation, but what I can tell you is yes, we are closing around. We'll soon announce it when the time will be right. Till now, we have raised around $17 million this stage, and we had some great partners in the journey, including KTB Networks, Sequoia Search, Fosun, WH Ventures, etc., Samsung, right? So we had some great partners who have been there in the journey, who have supported us and believed in our vision, and we see some really incredible interest out there in the market, for us to kind of participate and partner with, right?
So what will the funds be used for then?
If you see the platform, right, there are kind of three primary pillars of the platform, right? One is users, one you have creators, and the others you have brands, right? So you would invest a lot kind of strengthening the offerings that we could provide to this, these three pillars in the ecosystem, wherein we would want to invest into technology to kind of improve our intelligence. We would want to invest into content creation in the ecosystem so that, the creators get more tools and the more education of how they could create better content, then essentially investing into how we could provide a better experience for the brands to be able to reach out to the consumers through this, monetization layer and the ad tech layer, right? So that's how we are going to kind of invest into tech, product, resources to be able to really build this ecosystem better from it.
Now coming to the big question on revenues and profitability, what kind of revenue targets are you working for 2022? And in terms of profitability, what's the kind of roadmap out there?
So we're looking at kind of touching around $100 million of annualized run rate in the next 12 to 14 months. The team has been working really hard to kind of grow this and kind of make this happen in the ecosystem. We do not have a lot of inspirations in the ecosystem. We have to kind of develop both social and commerce together and merge it, right, to kind of grow it so well. So there have been some exciting innovation and challenges at the same time, which are kind of coming in setting this up. But I think we have some incredible team members who are kind of taking it up and kind of making it a reality, right, in the next few months. So you would expect some great noise and great offerings coming out of Trell in the next few months as we speak.
And profitability, what's the roadmap out there?
I think we are at a unit level doing pretty well, right? Wherein most of the transactions that happen on the platform are unit level positive, right? The idea here is to kind of keep investing into the growth and building this ecosystem so that it creates very large value, right, for everybody in the ecosystem which are involved. So I think from that point of view, we'll have a bird's eye view on essentially our whole ecosystem. At the same time, we'll have a very, very sharp, focus on our unit economics, right, as we grow from it.
All right. On that note, many thanks for joining us today. And it's been a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you very much for your time and being a part of the Daily Dispatch.
Thank you so much, Priya, for inviting me, and pleasure speaking with you.
Well, time now to say goodbye. Many thanks for joining us on this edition of the Daily Dispatch. I'll catch you tomorrow at 5 p.m. Goodbye and stay safe.